Hello, this is Mr. Hornsby83 with Mr. Hornsby83 review, and I'm going to be reviewing Furious 7. And I gotta say, probably the best in the series. I've seen almost all of them except for 6. I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I haven't seen 6, and I just seen 7 just recently. And this, like I said, best one in the franchise, and pretty much the main reason why I want to see this is because you had Vin Diesel playing the top good guy in the movie, and then you have Jason Statham playing the top villain, which this is like something Schwarzenegger and Stallone should have did back in their prime, because they were the top action stars back in the 80s and 90s. Would have been amazing to see it. I was excited seeing Van Damme and Stallone go at it in Expendables 2. It was a lot better than the fight between Mel Gibson and Stallone, but, well, it starts out with, Dom taking his girl, I think her name's, Leslie or something like that, I forgot her freaking name, Michelle Rodriguez's character. He takes her to a race, and she still can't remember everything. I guess her memory got lost after the events of 5, or not 5, 4, because they made it seem like she was dead, but she was still alive, and then we had her. That was what the whole point of 6 was, because they were trying to find her in 6. But, and then she's, like, racing, and then, after she wins the race, everybody's cheering for her. I think somebody, like, touches her on the shoulder, and she punches them, and, Vin Diesel goes and finds out where she is, and she's at her grave site. Because, like I said, they thought she was dead after 4. Then her and Vin Diesel are talking, and, she's like, you got all these memories of me, but I can't remember anything of you because of my memory and that. And, Vin Diesel's like, oh, it's alright, I still love you, this and that. And, then we get Jason Statham talking to, I guess, his brother or somebody acquainted with his brother. And we see him talk about he's going to get revenge on everybody that was responsible for his brother's death. So he goes to and then enters Dwayne Johnson's character. I think it's Muffy or Moofy or something like that. Something with the M. But, and, he's talking to his, I guess, partner or secretary or whatnot. And, then she goes out, and then I guess he walks her out, and comes back in. Jason Statham sitting there and getting on the computer, finding out the team that was responsible for his brother's death. We get a fight scene between Jason Statham and Rock, and I gotta say, I like this because, as much as I hate to say it, I was always a fan of Dwayne Johnson as The Rock as the wrestler. His movies, to me, some have been good, some have been bad. I'll give you this. He's way better than Hulk Hogan at freaking acting and being a movie star, so that's a good thing. But, we get the fight scene. Speaking of his wrestling days, he hits a rock bottom when Statham gets up, kick his butt. Freaking, I guess, his partner came back in, and Statham went to shoot, and Rock protected her, and he went out the window, and he got hurt. So he wasn't really in the movie that much. He was, like, right there at the beginning, and comes back at the end, but, pretty much, then we get, Vin Diesel he calls Vin Diesel and says, I'll get to the Paul Walker stuff in a minute, but, calls Vin Diesel, and gets ready to, he's like, well, you killed my brother, so now I'm going to blow your house up. And he blows up the house, almost killed Vin Diesel, Dom, his sister, Paul Walker's character. I watched this Tuesday, so it's hard to remember all the names. It's been like 4 or 5 days since I've watched it. But, well, he jumps up against the glass to shield his son from the blast, which I guess they had at the end of 5, or not 5, 6. And Paul Walker's character in this pretty much was getting used to the married life and being a father and all that. You see a part where he's sitting there He's taking his son to preschool, and it's like kind of a funny scene because he's sitting there sweating a little, and he's like, "Well, we finally made it there, buddy," and then we get, Vin Diesel going after Jason Statham. Oh, and then you see them two, they're racing in cars, and then they come to this garage, and both of them smash into each other, and we thought we were going to get the main event here, but Vin Diesel's character, Jason Statham's character's like, what, you think this was going to be a street fight? And he had a gun and that, and then Kurt Russell and them come in, and I guess they were FBI agents, and explains to Dom what was going on throughout he stepped in the middle of a war, this and that, and he was talking about he's gonna, our mutual friend, this and that, and he's like, yeah, you just let our mutual friend get away. So he asked Vin Diesel and them to work for him. They worked for him, and Tyrese Gibson was pretty funny, and I guess he's now going to be comic relief, him and Luda, but because they pretty much were basically comedy relief throughout the whole thing. It was mainly Paul Walker, Vin Diesel. Mainly Vin Diesel, because I think with Paul Walker passing in that car wreck, they're gonna center the movies more around Dom and kind of cast Paul Walker's character out. So they might have something where his character dies at the beginning of the next one, or they say some kind of disease killed him or something like that. I don't know, but something's gonna happen. Because they are making an 8. Vin Diesel wants to make 3 more, but and come to find out, they killed the guy. I think he was like the main character of Tokyo Drift, along with another guy. And then Dom also goes and talks to the main character from Tokyo Drift, the white guy, which is, I think this is like the second time the guy's been in the movies, because he was in Tokyo Drift. You didn't see him in 4, you didn't see him in 5, and then you see him in this one. So, unless he was in 6, like I said, I haven't seen 6. So next up, we get to the point where they're trying to help Kurt Russell and them get some hostage that this terrorist captured because it had something to do with some kind of thing. And the thing they were after seemed like something you would freaking be after in a James Bond movie, to be honest with you. I think it was the All-Seeing Eye or something like that. That sounds like a James Bond plot movie. So, yeah, but while they're rescuing her, Paul Walker's character nearly dies. Michelle Rodriguez's character saves him. Vin Diesel and Jason Statham interferes. Vin Diesel and him colliding cars together. He's got the lady they just freed in the car, and it was just an epic moment. And then, building up to that main event. But, because that was the true main event of the movie. Then we get to the point where they go to, I think, the Dominican Republic or something like that, where they got to steal a guy's car with some kind of special thing that can hack the All-Seeing Eye or whatever. And they do that. And they take the guy's car, and Vin Diesel crashes it through like other buildings and all that. Then they get to the point where they pretty much get the thing there, and then they go after Jason Statham, which he says, well, he made a deal with the terrorists that they were after, and pretty much Kurt Russell, I believe, gets shot. I don't know if he died or not. I think he did, because so then they decide they're gonna go back home and freaking fight Jason Statham on their territory and take care of the terrorists. And he has Paul Walker, Michelle Rodriguez, and all of them they're gonna be the distraction. Tyrese and Luda with the lady that was the hostage, Ramsey, I think her name was, and they're all driving around, distracting them. Vin Diesel's going to the garage to meet up with Statham, which we finally get to that main event. But I'll talk more about that in a minute. So they pretty much are trying to hack into the All-Seeing Eye to take it out of the hands of that terrorist, and they eventually do. And Paul Walker's character, I think, almost dies a couple times, but ends up surviving. Then, now I'm going to get to the big fight, which was Statham, Vin Diesel, and I've been waiting for this. This is why I said they need to get Vin Diesel in Expendables, because I want to see Statham, Vin Diesel go at it, and you know, it would just be awesome. They're the top action stars this time, and yeah, I know Statham lately hasn't done many action movies, and you know, Vin Diesel hasn't either, but they're still the top guys in action. You know, Schwarzenegger and them in their prime took some time where they didn't do movies for a little bit. And the first thing I gotta say, golly, Vin Diesel, speaking of which, there's a point where freaking Vin Diesel lifts up a car, and I'll tell you what, I bet that was all natural, because that guy's freaking strong. Especially after what he did to Statham. He took him up, tossed him like a rag doll into the car. It was just an awesome fight. I mean, it was just amazing. I loved the freaking fight scene between them two. We should have got this years ago with Schwarzenegger and Stallone, but we weren't going to get it. Also, we had, oh yeah, let me get back. I'll get back to that fight in a minute. But Ronda Rousey and Michelle Rodriguez went at it. You got the baddest woman on the planet, and a woman that plays the baddest woman on the planet in every movie she's in, fighting at it, which was pretty awesome. And yeah, it was just, you know, an amazing scene too. They're sitting there ripping each other's blouses, tearing into each other. Ronda Rousey's like, I'm glad you showed up, because I was starting to get these freaking parties bore me and all that. So it was a pretty good fight between those two. Like I said, the baddest woman on the planet for real, and then the baddest woman on the planet in movies. But now back to Vin Diesel and Jason Statham. So we get that fight going on. Then Rock sees what's going on. He comes out, starts helping. There's a point where he saves Michelle Rodriguez and Ramsey from getting destroyed by that terrorist, and he like shoots down the terrorist and like causes a terrorist to, I think, shoot the frickin', or no, they try to blow up Vin Diesel and Statham while they're fighting, because the guy said, well, he's ran out of his usefulness to us. And then Rock's like shooting him down. And then, so pretty much that fight was over. Statham gets put in jail. The terrorist dies. Rock gets to look strong in another movie. And I'll get to something else here in a minute about what direction they're going to go with the Furious movies. So then we get the part where Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, well, Vin Diesel almost dies because of blowing up, but then Michelle Rodriguez's character, because like Paul Walker's character Brian's trying to sit there and revive him, and then she says, get out of the way, I'll do it. And, you know, she's like, Dom, I remember everything now. I remember the night we got married. I remember our life together and all that. And then that's what brings him back, which, you know. So, apparently they got married before she died in 4. Or supposedly died in 4. And that wakes him up, and then they're all on the beach. They're celebrating. Brian's having fun with, or having a good time with his son and his, you know, his wife, which is Vin Diesel's sister in the movie. And she eventually told him that he was going to have another baby, and, you know, they're sitting there. Then Vin Diesel gets up, he walks off. And they're like, what, you're not going to say goodbye? And he's like, it's never goodbye or something like that. And then he's driving, and Paul Walker, Brian pulls up. He says, I can't believe you would leave without saying goodbye. And then they're sitting there laughing with each other, and then they both drive off, and Paul Walker's car kind of goes different directions. They like go different directions. And after that, they show Fort Paul, and it says, you know, then the song "Long Time Coming" or "See You Again" starts playing. And you know, it's sad that this was Paul Walker's last movie, but I think his brother filled in for a couple scenes. But it's sad that he passed away, because honestly, truly, he was the face of the Fast and Furious movies, because he only missed one movie. He was in all the other ones. He was in 1, he was in Too Fast, he was in 4, he was in 5, he was in 6, he was in this one before he passed away. You know, Vin Diesel missed like 2 movies. He missed Too Fast, he missed Tokyo Drift, although he does make a cameo at the end. But, you know, I think what they were going to do originally was probably revolve the series around Vin Diesel now as Dom, but honestly, I think this is also gonna open the door for Rock's character to have a bigger role, you know. And, you know, that would be fine. Rock does good in these movies. I like him in these movies. I love his movies like Faster and that. There are certain movies I could care less for. Tooth Fairy. Or, you know, or, shoot, what was that one? I don't know, I forgot. I do remember Tooth Fairy though. But, yeah, I think the Furious might go and revolve it around Vin Diesel, but there's going to be more focus on Rock's character too. It would make sense because, you know, Brian originally was an FBI agent, and then somehow or another in 4 he's an FBI agent again. So I could have swore he freaking quit after Too Fast as an FBI agent. But yeah, this was the best Fast and Furious movie in the series, and like I said, I've watched almost all of them except for 6. I give it a 5 out of 5. Great movie, really great ending. Vin Diesel's narrating also at the end about, you know, I used to say my life, I live my life, some kind of car in the innuendo. And then, like, he says, you know, but you do too, and you'll always be my brother, and you'll always be with me and that. And I think that was not Dom the character talking about Brian the character. I think it was Vin Diesel talking about Paul Walker. So, pretty good ending. I like how Vin Diesel said that, you know. And, but 5 out of 5. Best movie in the series so far. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Follow me on my Facebook fan page. I try to post on there regularly. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Hornsby83. I really don't get on that much, but those are my sites, and peace out.